Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I just want to do a chit chat, get ready with me, just to talk. I don't know. I am going to be using the Coalescence Bella Butte Bar and Newport collaboration palette. Um, don't worry, guys, that final video about my comprehensive review is gonna come. I just want to get out like one or two more looks. I already have my opinion. I think now I do. But yeah, so let's just jump into it. Just gonna start with my eyes first, curling my eyelashes with the Shiseido eyelash curler. So I just finished watching, well, not all of it. I think I still have one more video of hers to watch, but Kelly Gooch, she's a beauty YouTuber, and she does these like in-depth, they're not like in-depth, but they're very informative um videos about like beauty lore. It's so funny. Not funny, it's just like it's so nostalgic in a way because she did beauty lore videos pertaining to like 2015 through 2020. 2020 is the one I haven't watched yet. But I will. And it's just so intriguing because I was, watching YouTube during that time. I was in it. I was doing those extravagant looks. I watched a few of those really popular beauty influencers on the internet, and it's so, I don't know, interesting just to hear someone bring it back up. And it's crazy because truly we are coming up on like a whole decade, right? A whole 10 years after the beauty shift. And I don't know, it's just nice to reflect sometimes because, you think about like where you were personally in your life and like relate that to how you connected with the beauty world, or at least that's what I did when I was watching her videos. I was like, where was I? What was I doing? How was my mindset? Like this, that, and the other. And yeah, her videos are actually really interesting. Um, it is crazy because truly back in those time periods, like 2015, 2016, 2017, and maybe even 2018, I was doing like full glam looks, like hardcore. I was into it, like lashes, cut creases, winged eyeliner, contour sharp. Like I was just in it, and it was a good time. I didn't care much for like the drama that was going on. That's just kind of me. I did like watch videos here and there, and I watched like drama review channels. But other than that, I was like, I could take it or leave it. It affects me, but it also doesn't affect me, you know? Like I was like, yes, this affects the beauty community as a whole, and I love the beauty community. I loved watching beauty related content, but personally, in my personal life at that time, I don't think I cared much for it. But it is what it is. Hopefully, those people during those beauty times are doing well for themselves, but it's not something I care much about. Okay, so I primed my eyelids with the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, going in with the Bella Butte Bar Coalescence eyeshadow palette. When I was thinking about what to do, I really want to try doing some like deep look. Like I always go pretty like deep and smoky in general, but I think I really want to combine doing like decay and dusk together, like those deeper tones. So we'll see. We'll see what I get into. But yeah, it's crazy to reflect because um we're coming up on a decade of like 2015 era beauty like looks, and I realize right now I'm coming back around to it, and it's like 2025. So it's just crazy how how cyclical everything is. That's what Kelly Gooch was saying in her videos. She was like, everything comes back around. It's cyclical, and this, that, and the other. And yeah. Yeah, and like I'm putting on eyelashes now. I'm trying to get better at it. I don't know that this will become something that I do very often, like putting on eyeshadow. Well, I do put on eyeshadow a lot, but putting on eyelashes to make a look and stuff like that. But it's so nice to like, kind of like dive back into that era of beauty because I don't know, I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I was very creative. I still am. So yeah. Okay, stop talking. Let's get into. You know what? I think I want to do like green on the top and purple on the lower lashes. So for the green, I think. Oh my god, this look is gonna look kind of interesting actually. Um, Now I did play with this eyeshadow palette last night when I got home from work, or yesterday, but yeah, last night. Um, and I was just fooling around with the greens. So I'm gonna fool around with them again today. I'm gonna take the shade Chaos and I put it through my crease. Anyways, I also applied eyelashes last night because I really wanted to try again. I didn't attempt to do it after I posted that one video because I was just so like genuinely it was so disheartening with those eyelashes, but it's okay. I did it again last night with a different pair of eyelashes and it turned out better. I honestly think those kiss lashes. So the I bought I bought Sephora collection eyelashes and those were so easy to put on. I don't know if it's because like I finally did it a second time or what, but those eyelashes are softer and they feel less plasticky. Meanwhile, the ones from Kiss Lashes, at least the style that I got, they're very like plasticky feeling. But yeah, I put those on last night and I was like, oh my god, I feel so pretty. I mean, you don't all have to like put on eyelashes to feel pretty, but sometimes when you haven't seen yourself in eyelashes in a while, and by like in a while, I mean like where you feel really good in them. Because when I did that purple eyeshadow with that eyeliner and then lashes, the process made me not feel pretty because I was struggling. So yeah, but when I put on the eyelashes last night, it was such a seamless experience and it was great. And I felt so pretty and I was like, oh my god, are these the lashes I'm gonna wear for my wedding? So it's all exciting. Oh yeah, speaking of like wedding, I don't know if I'm gonna have like a full on wedding with like people there. I'm not a super I can definitely like adapt to social experiences, like to the social setting around me, but I just for one don't like having the attention put on me. And so I just don't want to have a big wedding with a lot of people there. Um, I don't know. If anything, like we might just have like a after wedding, like after marriage celebration, like a little small thing where we get together and eat and stuff, but nothing to where it's like, oh, the focus is on us, therefore everybody's eyes have to be on us, and you know, that just sounds very scary. I want people to like be there to enjoy each other's company too. I don't want everything to be about us because it's I don't know. I'm selfish, but like truly that seems really selfish. Now, that's just my opinion. I don't really like understand the wedding culture, nor do I want to understand it. But yeah, I for one, that's just my opinion. I'm in my own little world, you guys. I don't like keep up with all of the different subcultures we have in this freaking world because honestly, my brain does not have the capacity for that. Like my brain just I just will literally you'll tell me the information and then I tune it out like 5 minutes later and I forget because I don't know. I don't when too many things occupy my brain, I get very overwhelmed. So yeah. Like at work, I work in the public, like I work with people and I have to engage with people a lot. And sometimes when there's a lot of people present, I start blanking out and I get really overwhelmed. So yeah, that's life. Okay, so that is the shade Chaos. It's so pretty. I'm nervous though that Chaos and like the dusk purple shade, that deep purple, won't like look good together, but I hope that like my eyes width and height like kind of separate them enough to like look cool together. So yeah. The next shade I want to go in with is probably Decay. Okay, you guys, I'm so upset because I literally just filmed 13 minutes of me talking and applying the shade Decay, and I don't even have the footage anymore because my app crashed. So that's super fun. I guess I gotta start cutting my time off for recording each segment to like shorter than 13 minutes now. But, anyways, I already have Decay on, and you don't have any footage to see me blending it. Either way, I've just been casually going back and forth between Decay and Chaos. Chaos being the first shade I used, and then just going back and forth between them as I spoke to you. That is what Decay and Chaos look like together, blended. I will say this thing that I said previously that I no longer have the footage for. I know that I kept talking about Newport and saying like she did great on this palette, like the color scheme, this, that, and the other, the shades, but I need to remember that it was a joint effort and that she did this with a makeup brand, an indie makeup brand, an independently owned makeup brand who probably does all of the work themselves. And I just hate that in all my videos I didn't recognize Bella Beauté Bar fully, to the extent that they deserve. Like, obviously, Newport deserves all the recognition too, but because this is a joint effort, I just want to say Bella Beauté Bar's matte formulas are absolutely beautiful. Like, they blend so well together and it's stunning. And their shimmer formulas, at least in this palette, are beautiful. Like, no fallout whatsoever. And I do want to apply a shimmer. Ooh, should I layer Flora first and then apply Ugly? Why not? Why not? Let's just do it. Okay. So I'm going to just take the shade Flora here. It's that really mostly neutral. It's like a rosy neutral. This one isn't as like sparkly duochrome multichrome as the other shadows, the other shimmer shadows in this palette. It's just like a standard metallic, but to be honest, I don't know that there's anything standard about Bella Beauté Bar's metallics because this shade is sparkly. Like, it's so pretty. Yeah, I'm just gonna apply this. Like, especially in like, I know you can hardly see in my videos, like, really this, it doesn't capture the sparkles because of the quality of my like laptop camera, but I'm telling you guys, in person, these shades are stunning. Really wish you could see it, but it's okay. You'll just have to believe me, okay? I'm like a pretty honest person. I'm not, honestly like kind of too like blunt sometimes. So yeah, I'm a pretty honest person. Okay, now, so that's Flora on top of my eyelids. And now I'm going to take the shade Ugly. It's this really pretty multi-chrome. I don't know how to do this right. But it's basically like a reddish, red to green multi-chrome. I don't know. It's a beautiful shade. Honestly, it's pretty mesmerizing. Almost all of these shades in this palette are mesmerizing. Okay. This is it. Can you see? It has like that really like gray taupe base, and then the shimmer particles reflect into red and green. It's so pretty. Okay. Anyways. I'm applying Agni on top of Flora. So because these shimmers are pretty, like, they have some emollients to them. Sometimes patting doesn't always help, so you're gonna have to like pat but also slightly rub, if that makes sense. So you're like doing this type of motion, only a little bit, but you know the emollients really helps these shimmers not have like fallout onto your cheeks or anything. So honestly, I love that. It's like Bella Beauty Bar knows how to ride that line between like over emollient eyeshadows and like dry textured eyeshadows, because you know if it's dry, if it's a drier eyeshadow formula, it's gonna have a lot of fallout on the cheeks, but if it's overly emollient, it's gonna crease in your eyeshadow, or it's gonna crease on your eyes, which to be honest I don't really care about creasing, because it's gonna happen, because you know we literally almost all of us have that crease right there in our eyes. So I follow Kiki G here on YouTube and Samantha Ravindall here on YouTube. And they recently both released a video. They recently released videos on their channels where they finally like met up in person and got a chance to like make a collaboration video. And it was so sweet to watch. I don't keep up with them on the internet a lot. I do follow them on like Instagram, but you guys, being on Instagram is a slippery slope, my friend. Like, you can literally scroll for hours, and I hate that. So I try to avoid being on Instagram a lot. But anyways, in the video, it's both videos, because on Samantha's channel, there's like it's a shorter video, because they filmed for like 3 hours or something, and obviously a 3 hour video isn't enticing to everyone. It would entice me. I would watch it all the way through. But the editing got dropped down, at least the one on Samantha's channel, it got dropped down to like 15 minutes maybe, or something like that. I don't remember, you guys. But basically, it was like a shorter form video on Samantha's channel, and then on Kiki G's channel, it was a longer form. It was like literally, it was edited, but like it wasn't much longer. If you wanted to hear like all the stuff that got cut out, you could go to Kiki G's channel. So, but Kiki G is the owner of Salt New York. Salt New York is a makeup company, and it's just those formulas are honestly beautiful. But she's a small business owner, Kiki G is, and Sam Ravindall has been like loving Salt New York's products forever. So when they finally met up in person, they filmed that video, and Kiki was so funny in the video. She was talking about like the eyelid creasing, like you just have to watch it and then you would laugh, because basically she was like, if we didn't have creases, you wouldn't be able to look up at the sun and this, that, and the other. And she like, it was just funny. You have to go watch the video. But yeah. Anyways, oh my god, I went on a long tangent. But basically, Bella Beauté Bar knows how to do this like formula where it's between being emollient but not too drying, being emollient enough, but not too emollient to where it creases in your eyes. Obviously, I don't know, depends on your eyelid skin, and like what kind of skin type you have on your eyelids. I don't really care about the creasing, because I have creases in my eyes. It's a natural thing. It's whatever, you know. But yeah, there's that. Okay, so this is Agni on top of Flora on my eyelids. So I'm gonna take the identical brush that I used for the green eyeshadow, and I'm gonna use purple eyeshadow on the clean one. Let's see. I will say, like, your palette ends up getting messy if you choose to purchase this palette. Like, it gets a little messy. Some of the shimmery flakes fall into your mattes, but I don't really care. It just shows that I love using this palette, that I'm enjoying using this palette, that I'm getting use out of my makeup. So, purple, 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 purple. Okay, so I'm going to take the shade Dusk here, the deepest purple in the palette, and I'm just going to pack it onto my lower lash line. I'm gonna get as close as I can. Probably should use a thinner brush, but I'm just gonna get as close as I can without blending too much. So I'm just stamping it on. I'm kind of taking the shade Dusk like up into the green, kind of like at the outer lash line. I don't know. Is this giving avant-garde? Okay. Yes, I'm just taking Dusk up into the shape on the upper eyelid. Then I'm going to take nothing on this brush, just whatever pigment is left, and then blend it. I'm just blending the outer V slightly. And just so the shade Dusk isn't like a stark line, because I stamped it on. I've honestly really been enjoying taking photos of my makeup looks. It's kind of cute. Sometimes, guys, my phrases don't make sense, and then I don't elaborate on them. Like that. I don't know. Okay, so that is the shade Dusk on the lower lash line. Adds a lot of depth to the look. And then to kind of slightly blend it, I'm going to use Libra, this pastel-y purple, and blend out the shade Dusk underneath. I'm just taking the same brush that had the shade Dusk on it and blending slightly. These shades all work so well together. Like, these mattes hardly have any fallout. I don't remember a time having fallout, really. I will say, like, the shades don't always blend the best, but I feel like it's mostly because of, like, how you how I apply the shades sometimes. Like sometimes I just want to get straight into blending, you know? But I think with pressed pigments, pressing them onto your lid first and then making sure you're just placing the shadow down and then blending, it's probably your best bet all the time. But some days you just are in a rush, or some days you just want to get to playing with makeup. So it still all blends beautifully though. Even when you try to blend wherever it skips on your eyelids, it blends. It's really pretty. I'm going to go in with my eyeliner on my on my top lashes, just to line it, offer some more like contrast. And I'm probably gonna wing it, but we'll see. I'm just going to use my Sephora Collection 12-Hour Intense Ink Felt Liner in the shade black. Okay. Alright, guys. I'm not gonna fuss too hard about it not being even or it not looking good, because nobody's really gonna see me today. So eyeliner is on. I am going to put on some mascara. I'm gonna go in with my Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara in black. I believe Ilia came out with a brown shade in this formula, the Limitless Lash formula. I honestly would love to try it, but I already bought a different brown mascara, so I'm going to use that brown mascara first and then maybe consider picking up the brown one in the Limitless Lash formula once my current one dries out or ends up meeting its shelf life. I will say with like some makeup products, I am very observant of the shelf life, and others I'm not. So like anything like eye related other than powder eyeshadows, I don't really adhere by, but like with mascaras, with eyeliners, I definitely will. But other than that, things that I kind of just determine on my own and use my own like senses would be like by smell, or if like I feel like the product is breaking me out and I know I've had it for a long time. Yeah. Like definitely with lip products, I like smell those every single time I put them on, just to make sure. And now we will move on to one of my favorites, which is like the complexion. I love doing complexion. It's one of my favorite parts of makeup. Oh, I should probably prep my lips. I'm gonna go in with the Adventure Time, with the Lethal Cosmetics Adventure Time collection collaboration. I'm using the lip balm in Princess Bubblegum. This is a slightly pH adjusting formula. Okay, and now for my foundation. I don't really use primer. I don't know that I believe in primer a lot. It just depends, though. I'm going to use the About Face The Performer foundation in the shade M2 Neutral. I do really like this product. I am going to actually put it on the palette first. There's this technique called priming your brush. I don't really know who coined it or who started that, but it's actually been working. Anytime I've used it, I actually like doing it. It also allows you to not over apply a complexion product. Yeah. Okay, so I managed to get some on my palette, and I'm gonna go in with my Real Techniques 259 brush, the Glow Round brush. The other day, when Ulta was having their big, it's not really that big, when Ulta was having their 30% off fall haul event thing, I was going to buy some brushes that I really enjoy having in my collection from the brand EcoTools. EcoTools makes some of my favorite brushes, and I was just kind of reconsidering adding multiples of the same brush back into my collection because I love them so much. I don't want to go without. But when I went on the Ulta website, they didn't have any. I think I want my bigger mirror. They didn't have the brush that I was looking for, and I was like, okay, that sucks. So, and when I typed in EcoTools on the Ulta app, they hardly have any product selection for the brand EcoTools. So I'm really wondering if they plan on removing EcoTools from Ulta or what. That would suck, but I'm sure I could get EcoTools somewhere else. This product doesn't necessarily have really high coverage. I'd say it's medium, a low medium. But it's a beautiful product. I just like when my skin looks glowy. I've recently tried a matte foundation on my face, and I was like, I don't know that I've ever used a fully matte base product on my face. No, there's definitely a time and a place for it, but me personally, I was like, I don't think I like this look. Alright, you guys. My camera, my app did it again, and I don't remember where I was or what even happened. So, or the last part I filmed, so I'm sorry that you're not getting the full get ready with me experience, but it's okay. I'm trying not to get too frustrated, but this is what I have so far with my complexion. I have my contour on, my shadow product on, blended out my concealer at the high points of my face. Now I think I want to go in with my blush. I truly do wonder what you guys missed out on, because I don't think I was talking about much, but also I wanted you guys to see how I do my makeup because it's fun to see how people do their makeup. Anyways, I am going to go in with the Finding Ferdinand Summer Abroad collection cream blush. This is what they did in collaboration with Khaki Reviews Beauty. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. So I also wanted to use this specific blush because I was thinking like what blush shade would look good with a deep purple and a green look. And I was like, I don't know that I have much in my collection that's like really neutral. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should just consider doing only like contouring bronzer. But then I was also like, I don't know that I would like that look. So here we are. This is in the shade Olay. Now, I love Khaki. I love her videos. She does do more like, what's it called? Luxury videos where she talks about like really expensive makeup, but I just like her color theory and her perspectives on things. I think she's just such a cutie. So I took the complexion buffer brush from EcoTools and I really worked this brush into the pot of Finding Ferdinand Summer Abroad Olay shade. And now I'm just using the palette I used for my foundation and like kind of just worked it in because I was like, ooh, this doesn't look like it's coated evenly. So just want to make sure I get an even layer. And now putting on my blush. I also like the way she speaks. You know, she's got like this really relaxed vibe. You see now this blush looks too peachy for this look, but it's okay. We're just going to go with it. All right. I've had this blush for a long time and it's a cream blush, so the fact that it still smells really good must mean I am keeping it in a cool, dark environment, which is good. Okay, so this is the blush. I do think I want to go back in with my under eyes. Do my under eyes, I mean, before I do powder. Kind of backwards, but it's okay. Going back in with the shade Libra, that pastel purple, and I'm just gonna add more because I feel like I got lost by the concealer. Okay, guys, in a way, I feel like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle because I know the turtles are green, but one of them wears purple, right? One of them is more like wears the purple band and stuff. Which one is it? Because this is giving Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, but I'm here for it. That was a good show. There's so many cartoon shows that I kind of miss watching. My time of growing up, like Cartoon Network was so good. Cartoon Network is probably the best network for cartoons, hence the name. And then I would say next comes Nickelodeon and then Disney. This is the look. Now I do want to go in with a shimmer shade on my lower lash line. I think I want to take the shade Harmony. I'm just going to take my finger. Oh, let me show you. This is the shade Harmony. I'm going to use my finger and place it. Oh my god. That was a lot. It's okay. This is fun. Honestly, this is really cute. Ah, look at it, guys! It's glowing! Wow. That's really cool. Okay. I think for the inner corner, I do want to take balance. Balance is like the only inner corner shade that works for me in the palette, which is fine. It's this shade here. And I'm just going to put that on my inner corners. God, these shades are so pigmented. I should be more careful. Oh my god, okay. Gotta fix this up. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, it still looks a little crazy. It looks like I might have not even fixed it, but it's kind of cute. And then I did just go back and like blend out the under eyes a little more, and then I went and deepened with the shade Decay on my upper outer corner because I feel like I got lost. Now here's what the look looks like. I do want to go in with powder. Mercier loose translucent setting powder. I'm going to use a little velour puff, and I'm going to set my under eyes and my like under my cheek products because I kind of want like to sharpen it a little bit. So grab some on my little velour puff, and then I'm just going to press. Wow, so pretty. Okay, now I'm going to take some under my cheekbone. Sharpened. Wow. Maybe I sharpened it a little too much. Okay. Alright, guys. I think it's just how I'm sitting. But this side looks really. Yeah, I think it's just how I'm sitting. And I'm going to take a different brush. And for my forehead, I don't like using the velour puff because I feel like it's a little. I don't know, my forehead gets cakey really easily. And I kind of like when my forehead's really shiny, but I also want to set because sometimes I feel like it just looks a little too glowy. So I'm gonna set my forehead a little. Okay. Set my contour on my jaw. Okay. So that is with powder on. I do think I want to go back in with the cream blush. Now I know that's crazy talk, right? Because I like to look glowy, but I also want to set my makeup. So this is what happens. I don't know if other people do it differently, but honestly, honestly, what am I even saying? I don't think I'm really talking. Okay. And then I just took with that brush, this complexion buffer brush, I took whatever was left on that palette, whatever blush was left on that palette, and I added it to my cheeks. Then this time with this brush that I use for bronzer, the EcoTools bronze brush, I'm not adding anything. I'm just going to use whatever's left over and kind of bring back some of that bronze or shaping shade. It's because sometimes adding and taking away is just a process, you know? Okay, so there's that. Now, I think I will put on some highlighter. So I'm going to take the Ilia Illuminator Stick in the shade Stella by Starlight. This is such a pretty shade. Okay, none of my fingers are really like super clean because they all have sparkles on them, but it's okay. Just taking it on my finger, warming it up, and then I shall apply. Oops, sorry you guys. That Laura Mercier powder is so pretty. I remember like back in the day when it was like all the rage, like when I first started getting into YouTube and like the makeup side of YouTube. Like, oh my goodness, this powder was everything. All that everyone ever talked about. And I was like, is it really that good? It's kind of expensive. I don't know. I'm kind of like a very suspicious person. Because when like a lot of people start liking something, I'm like, do you actually like it, or do you only like it because everybody else likes it? Like, what's truly your opinion, you know? I'm just such a hipster, you guys. Truly. Like, do you guys know the app called SoundCloud? So back in the day when it first, well, I don't know when it first came out, but basically I was like still in high school and I listened to like really like underground people because that's kind of what SoundCloud is. You would find underground artists. And I forgot which artist it was. I don't know if it was Post Malone or not, or if it was some other type of like hip hop artist or pop artist. But either way, I found this artist on SoundCloud and then they made their own music, you know, their way. And then next thing you know, they get signed onto like a record label, they become famous, this, that, and the other. And then like obviously they gain popularity. So then their music style kind of changes to the preference of what will gain them followers and like gain them more money. And so that's when I stopped listening. I was like, nah, I'm not cool anymore. Like there are so many artists whose music I liked when they were first starting out. And now when I go back and listen to like old artists that I really love, but they're like newer albums, I'm like, this does not sound like you. I don't like this. So you could call me someone stuck in their ways, but I just appreciated when it seemed like things came from like a more genuine place. So that's just my honest opinion. Lashes. Let's do some lashes together, guys. Okay. So the ones I wore yesterday aren't these ones. Cuz like I did my eyeshadow. I was just like wanting to get back into doing eyeshadow and I played with the Coalescence palette and these weren't the lashes I used. It was a different pair of Sephora collection lashes. I think it was the Flutter and Flare or something. Either way, it doesn't matter. Today I want to do the Everyday Flare Weightless False Lashes. This is what they look like. They're kind of cute. They're kind of like Oops, Ardell Wispies. But like, these lashes feel way softer than the ones from Kiss, which is crazy because I used to use Kiss lashes a lot back in the day. Back in the day. So I'm gonna take my Kiss Strip Lash adhesive. It's in the shade Clear. Just going to apply some glue. Alright. And since I've already had experience with a pair of Sephora collection lashes, I'm hoping these don't fail me because that'll be really embarrassing. Maybe I just shouldn't be filming myself putting on lashes. Maybe that's what's really getting to me. And these are different types of tweezers. These actually came with the Sephora collection lashes that I bought the other day. I don't know, it was like a kit. It was like a kit that came with lashes, glue, and these little tweezer type things. Right. So the lashes are on. This is what they look like. I like the other ones better that I wore last night. These are cute. The other ones kind of didn't have the this type of angle where it's really short on the inner and then it flares out on the outer. It was more like the lashes were centered here, like the most volume was here, and then both of the outer edges were short. So most of the volume would be in the center. I think I liked those more. Honestly, it's the lash style. I think it's the type of lash. Because I think the first ones I used in the video I posted look like these. And I think this type of lash style just is harder for me to work with. But the ones I applied last night were so easy. So I don't know, you guys. I have to see. I have to figure out if it's a mental block when I'm recording or if it's truly those lashes are just easier to apply. This is what they look like on. I'm not really. I hate filling in my eyebrows, you guys. But maybe I should. I feel like this is such a full glam type of look. And I think maybe bolder. Let's just be bold, let's just be bold everywhere. So I'm taking my NYX powder louder brow pencil in black. And honestly, I don't care about brows that much. If I do care about brows, it's more like a brow gel. But when it comes to pencil or a brow, what are those called? Pomades. If it's those things, I literally don't care about it. Not anymore. Sometimes I wish I had pictures of me in my older days, younger days, I mean, with my makeup. I wish I still had them, but I think I deleted them all because I don't know. I don't know why I deleted them all. I'm sure it had to do with my mental health in that moment, but I don't have any of my older pictures of me with my full on makeup. So there's the brows. Honestly, this is such an easy brow pencil. brow powder, but in a pencil form. I remember using eyeshadow. I still do sometimes, like if I decide to go on a no buy and one of my categories is like no more buying eyebrow pencils, then I will use a black eyeshadow for my eyebrows. Maybe I should go on another no buy. I've this whole year I've attempted a no buy or a low buy, and each time I would not succeed. So, yep. Alright, that's good enough for me, I think. Like I said, brows are brows are brows. So, I'm taking my Sephora Tint and Volume Brow Gel in the shade Granite, which is black. Alright, there are my brows. Very dark, but that's how I like them. Alright, now for the lips, I'm going in with my e.l.f. Cream Glide Lip Liner in the shade Baddest Beige. Okay, so there's the e.l.f. Cream Glide Lip Liner on. And then I'm going to go in with my Kosas Wet Lip Oil in Unbuttoned. This is like a mini version. I got this in like the Sephora birthday gift thing. Pretty. Okay, I think I want to go in with more of the shade Libra on my lower lash line. I don't know, I just feel like I want my lower lashes to really be smoked out. I want the shades to go lower. I'm also wondering, now that I'm blending it, the shade Harmony is dispersing. Like it's being blended on my lower lashes. And now I'm like, oh, maybe I do need to add more Harmony. So, and like try to keep it centralized. So I'm going to take the shade Harmony again. Yeah, and then I'm going to try to keep it centered. And try not to go back in with Libra on a brush or anything on a brush. Ah! It's so pretty. I'm going to set my face with the Sephora Collection Glow Makeup Setting Mist. Oh, this is a nice setting spray. The mist is broad, but also the particles are fine. I like my makeup look. I hope you guys like it too. This is what I look like with my makeup on. Green and purple look, giving a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you know which Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle I look like, please let me know. And I hope you enjoyed listening to me babble. I don't know, I just was in the mood to randomly talk about stuff and reminisce on life, I guess. Yeah, I'll talk to you later.